In the beginning, God was dancing, leaping for joy. And God was so joyful that God leapt right out of God's self back into God's self. And the Spirit of God was hovering over the surface of the waters, hoping for what was about to happen. And everything that came to be sprang from God's joy. Everything made in joy and for joy. And God was present to it all. And then God said, "Let there be light." And God made the light in color. There's color because of light, and there's light because of color. And you know that anything that is shining in the light shows its true colors. So anything that is showing its true colors, well, you know that it's shining in the light. And God saw that the light was good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the first day. And then God said, "Let there be an expanse to separate the waters." And God called the expanse sky, so there was water above and water below. And there was evening, and there was morning, the second day. And then God said, "Let the waters below be gathered to one place, and let dry ground appear." And God called the dry ground land, and the gathered waters God called the seas. And God saw that the land was good. And then God said, "Let the land produce growing things of all kinds." And God saw that the plants were good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the third day. And then God said, "Let there be lights in the sky to govern the day and the night. Let the greater light govern the day, let the lesser lights govern the night, and let the lights serve as signs of seasons and days and years." And God saw that the lights were good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the fourth day. And then God said, "Let the water teem with living creatures of all kinds, and let the sky above be filled with living creatures of all kinds." And God saw that the living creatures of all the waters below and the sky above were good. And God blessed the living creatures and said, "Be fruitful and increase in number and fill the whole earth." And there was evening, and there was morning, the fifth day. And then God said, "Let the land produce wild animals of all kinds, living, moving creatures that live on the land." And God saw that the wild animals were good. And then God said, "Let us create human beings in our image, male and female." God created them. And God formed the human beings out of the dust of the ground, and God breathed into the human beings the breath of life. And then God looked at all that God had made. And God saw that it was very good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the sixth day. So on the seventh day, God had finished, completed all the work that God had done. So on the seventh day, God rested from God's work. And God blessed the seventh day and made it holy. For on it, God had rested from all the work that God had done.